the Staples Center for a Western Conference contest with the Los Angeles Clippers here in L.A. Only one game away from San Antonio here. The Spurs will be back home for the next one, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
Yeah, to say these guys are hot right now would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, Greg, it's been a big-time winning streak. I mean, many of the games haven't even been close during the streak. Needless to say, they're coming into every game now with great confidence and swag.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the point guard position. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Uncovered. And the shot falls short this time. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first-team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again. And changed countless others with his effort.
And here is Parker following the 3 from Chris Paul. It's Parker with the drive. Second shot opportunity, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line. Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And so he hits both. Getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. Here's San Antonio now. It's a 3-point game. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
And here are the Clippers now, following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. Ball outside. Here's Griffin. Can't hit. Nice D from Aldridge.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Leonard. Boy, he was something else against Utah. Aldridge, no luck. And here is Paul. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Over to the left wing. Here's Griffin. That doesn't go either for Griffin. For San Antonio, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Parker against Mbamute, and Leonard has it in the corner. The 3. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
This season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality players been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Now, here's Green. Following the miss by Griffin, and they take the lead. Leonard's got his first basket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Paul against Leonard. Paul goes in, and the rejection by Leonard. Jordan the screen. 6 to shoot. Leonard against Redick. Shoots over Leonard. And nothing but air on that one.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Paul kicks to Griffin to stop the drought. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Griffin's got his second bucket of the game to go.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
Well, a chance here to check out Chris Paul. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. Averaging about 15 points, 9 assists, and 2 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Sure, you know, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for Mba'amoute. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. Crawford dishes to Rivers. That's good. Rivers has got his first points of the night. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Diaw, the screen. The dish to Mills. Out to the right wing. For 3. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Screen by Smith. Deep 2 from Crawford. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Mills. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. Picked by West. Mills passes to Diaw. Offline with his 3. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Here's Rivers. Again, Los Angeles. 26 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And Mills kicks it to West. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
To the left side wing. Here's Rivers. That 3 off the mark. Anderson. Can't get it to go. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Spurs out in front, leading by a point. And we'll be back shortly for the start. And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding throughout the years. He was hardest on his...
My first 3-4 years, it was tough sometimes.
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, to hear Tony Parker talk about it now, it still sounds very fresh to him.
Did he acknowledge, Kevin, that he cried?
It sounds like it, yeah.
The game made him cry. That's one of the things fans forget about with professional athletes. No matter how successful they get, players never forget that pain and frustration or those other emotions they've gone through to help get them to where they are.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
Johnson out there with Pierce. And it's Crawford. Then there's Griffin. And it's Rivers in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And Leonard gets it to go.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
The Clippers trail. Rivers dishes to Griffin. Here's Pierce. San Antonio with the rebound. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Parker with it. Picked up by Rivers. They set the pick. Fires the three. Here's Ginobili. Takes it off the glass. Ginobili's got his first bucket in this one.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Pick by Griffin. Here's the pass to Johnson. The Clippers rebound. Goes up again. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Duncan can't hit. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Detroit.
And they tailored a fantastic, I thought, offensive game plan. And that went, I mean, they knew exactly how to exploit the holes in that defense.
And exploit them they did. I mean, they exposed them tremendously. They kept so much pressure on the defenders over the course of that game that the defense really never had an answer.
And that one's good. Parker.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Clippers trail by 4. Clark David struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Griffin kicks to Johnson. Griffin a screen on Leonard. Here's Johnson. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
That guy's Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer, and Clark the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Pierce. Bahamute comes in for Wesley Johnson. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Rivers. Aldridge, no one around him. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
You know, getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the strength to do anything with it. I mean, a voracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is because he physically struggles at times at this level.
To the middle, here's Aldridge, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Aldridge.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Smith has checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. Both free throws good from Aldridge. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
There's a minute 47 left in the first half of basketball. Now Mills. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And the basket by West.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Clippers trail by 4. Paul outside. Here's the teardrop. No good. Great D that time from Green. Now here's Mills, covered by Redick. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for San Antonio.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. The San Antonio Spurs, a team that has had such a strong core and is so disciplined, Clark, it's hard to see them struggle, even think of them struggling, even on the road.
Well, you know, last season they did have trouble at times on the road, but 22-19, still not too bad.
Paul dishes to Smith. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And for the Spurs on the road, it wasn't the scoring. They were so good at home, but scored 8.5 points less per game on the road. That was the biggest margin in the NBA.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
Boy, it's been a long time since the Spurs had a losing record on the road, so there aren't any concerns for them. I mean, they've never had a losing road record since Tim Duncan was drafted. Wow, that's back to 1997.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
We've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the Pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
And the second free throw, good.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
The shot's good from Paul.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Mills passes to Aldridge. Fades back. Shot is no good. Mba Amute. No luck. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Spurs lead by...
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect?
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking a pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Clippers trail by 4. Paul with the ball. Redick with it. Now Green defending. Here's Jordan. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Now, gentlemen, truth shots. Loose shots.
And he makes the first.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
No good on the second free throw.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Clippers trail by 6. Paul kicks to Redick. Pass to Jordan. And there's the feed to Paul. Amute, a screen on Leonard. Paul dishes to Mba Amute. Another shot, and Jordan with the layup.
And you know what? Just a tone setter there to start the second half. Just powering up for that rebound and getting it to fall.
To a rundown of the best point guards from the free throw line over the course of the last month. Here is your 2K leaderboard. Second, Chris Paul.
They are as reliable at the free throw line as you're going to find in this league, and that's something we've come to expect from the point guard position.
Yeah, typically you're going to find your best free throw shooters at that point guard spot, but it doesn't happen automatically. I mean, these fellas are consistently working and practicing to keep that percentage as high as it is.
Green kicks to Parker. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Clock at 6. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Aldridge has got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs. Clippers shooting here about 46% for the game. Griffin a screen on Leonard. And it's Paul penetrating to the middle and stolen by Aldridge. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up, and he jams it with authority.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
Passes it to Redick. He kicks it to Jordan. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 4 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Pulls up on the wing. The shot by Paul, no good. Spurs leading by 8.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range 2s as well as their fair share of 3s.
Aldridge a screen. Leonard the pass to Green. Here's Aldridge, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. For the Clippers, you think of Lob City, and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up Jays a game.
The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Pierce is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Johnson comes in for Mbamute. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Paul. Both free throws good from Aldridge.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and of course the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
Leonard kicks to Parker. He dishes it to Ginobili. Duncan gets a wide open look. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Well, keeping in mind the Spurs have won 50 games or more for many years in a row, Greg, there are teams out there who can drive cars who have not even seen the Spurs not win 50 games, at least in a year.
And the way the Spurs keep on building this team, it's not as if that streak's going to end anytime soon. Those kids might have a chance to vote and do much more before they fail to see the Spurs win 50 games.
And Leonard gets it to go.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Aldridge kicks to Parker. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 6 points for Parker.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it,
Oh,
too.
they do, yes, sir. And the Spurs making a change here. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Rivers kicks to Griffin.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits both from the stripe.
Blake Griffin doing all sorts of things. 12 points and also a couple of rebounds.
Here's Anderson. The shot is off. Good D by Johnson.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Here's Pierce. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Spurs leading by 9. Puts it up from 15. West misses.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Diaw. And he lays it straight in. And the Spurs lead by 11.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Clippers have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there. That free throw, no good.
And the Spurs being the defending champions out west heading into last year, but they would end up 6th in the conference with a record of 55-27, had a record of 32-20 against the rest of the West.
Smith checked in for Paul Pierce. So he comes up empty at the line. Well, we knew the West was going to be wild and very competitive all season long last year, and the Spurs, Clark, epitomized just how crazy and tough things can be there.
Yeah, and with about 3 weeks left in the season, the Spurs were sitting in the 7th playoff spot. Then they go on a tear and win 11 games in a row to jump to number 2. Finally lose 1 game, and they're all the way back to 6.
Rivers kicks to Griffin. It's stolen by West. Ginobili. No luck. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Clippers trail by 11. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Smith is out there with Luke Mbah-a-Moute. And it's Jordan in its center. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Smith on the wing. Can't hit. So the Spurs will take it the other way. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. The start a 3-game homestand with that game. Parker kicks to Leonard. Fader on the way. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Now here's Paul. Smith outside. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Spurs leading by 11. Parker kicks to Leonard. Unloads from 13. They get it again. And it's blocked by Jordan. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Smith sets the pick for Redick. Puts it up from 17. The shot is off. Great D that time from Green. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. Banked in off the glass.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Mbah-a-Moute. San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight, 50% exactly. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Leonard against Mbah-a-Moute. An open look for Aldridge. And Pierce pulls it down. Pierce has got his 4th rebound in this one. Redick. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night. Spurs leading by 9. Parker outside, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
Yeah, and Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
You know, the big thing for the Clippers is that they won some big games in Staples over tough opponents. I mean, also won 6 of their last 7 to secure the 3 seed in the West.
And one issue with the Clippers at home is that it didn't feel like they were at home. Blake Griffin said home court advantage is just not there for us. And this is on the heels of a loss where the crowd was cheering for the other team louder than the Clippers at times.
Both free throws good from Aldridge.
We've seen LaMarcus Aldridge getting it done. 10 points, and he produced 6 points from the free throw line. That's nice work.
And Clark, it'll definitely help their cause.
Pierce with a wide open look. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. Duncan's got his 3rd rebound on the night. No luck. Excellent D there from Pierce.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Paul outside. Kicks to Pierce. Takes a 3. That's good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Duncan. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And the Spurs lead by 10.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Charity stripe shot. That's short off the rim.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Here's Aldridge. Cans the shot with nobody near him. And now it's a 12-point San Antonio lead. Ball against Leonard. Over to the wing. Mba Abute. From outside off the mark.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
In the corner, it's Aldridge. Screen by Duncan. Aldridge drives in. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Ball against Leonard. Paul kicks to Redick. And the Clippers miss again. Spurs leading by 14. Here's Parker. Parker double teamed. Leonard with no one around. Paul grabs the board.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. I'm sure he appreciated it.
Pierce for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Spurs.
And the big difference here was accuracy behind the three-point line, Clark.
Well, they started spraying them from deep, and then it spread out the defense, and they had all the looks they wanted.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
In what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one tonight against the Clippers.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Parker. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Feeds it to Rivers. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Smith dishes to Crawford. Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Diaw against Smith. West with a wide open look. Good, and it's Diaw with the assist that time. And the Spurs lead by 18. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Crawford, no one around him. No good off the front iron. Anderson up top, guarded by Crawford. And here's Mills. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't.
Will Marcus a fine performance?
The 2K Sports postgame show.